All right, so we're going to continue on the video reveal for the head-to-head series. This is for video number 5. That is the Mark IV-A versus the 2C++. Number 1 is the C++. So this one, as with all of them, they're all very similar. The 4A is very similar, right? The differences with the 4A at the same settings in the room are very, very subtle. The 4As maybe just like a tad bit more compressed. And maybe because it has all that different stuff that it's going to go through, right? Because it has all those different options, all the different switches, you know, mid-gain harmonics, and it's got push-pull presence, a couple other, you know, push-pull high, push-pull fat, all those different things. I don't know if that, you know, maybe changes the sound a bit, but I do like the 4s a lot. I think overall, they have the most different sounds that you can get out of all the different Mark series. So I've said it for quite a while. I think the Mark IVs they're probably the next 2C+. And you see that in what Boogie is doing, right? They're legendary for a reason. They're fantastic amps. Boogie has put the 4, they put it into the 5. They put the 2C+ into the 5. Same thing with the 7. 7 has a 4 mode, 7 has a 2C+ mode. There's a good reason for that. The 4s were absolutely fantastic amps, and I love all of the different switching features and all the different EQs and different ways that you can get different sounds, right? The Mark IV is really cool because you can get kind of either or type of feel. You can get the H power section feel if you put it in pentode. It's not all the way there, but it's more punchy, like right now, very reactive, very fast. If you put it in triode, then it slows it down a little bit, but it gives you that chewiness of the C++, if it's like a DRG type C++, right? So it can do both of those things. It's got all the different wattage modes. Fantastic, fantastic amps. Can't say enough about the Boogie Mark series. It makes me really hesitant to buy anything else. That's why, you know, I took a break for a while, and I was gonna maybe look into getting different amps, but nothing really got me excited. So I wound up getting the Mark IIIs. And that's what spawned this series, though, because it was like, whoa, these are way better than I was expecting. And I think anybody who has had these Mark series would probably say the same. You know, because if you listen to the internet, all the experts that have probably never even owned one, seen one, played one, especially right next to each other, you know, or right next to each other in the same cabinet, etc., etc. It's a whole different ball game when you got them sitting here, dial them in as similarly as possible, and play them through the same cabinet in real time, especially if you're using a looper. You know, because when you're playing, it's a whole different ball game than when you're listening to yourself play. The tones are different. It sounds different. It feels different. You know, so you can get as much done in 5 minutes as far as EQ tone tweaking with a looper versus hours without. You know, because when you're playing, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the acoustic sound you hear from your guitar. Maybe it just messes your whole brain up because you think it sounds one way and it sounds different. But when you're listening to a looper, or, you know, like some folks do out there in Preamp, it's a whole new ball game, right? So I recommend everybody get a looper just so that you can hear what it actually sounds like without you playing, because it may sound different. But anyway, Mark IV-A, fantastic amp. 2C++, fantastic amp. All the Mark series are fantastic amps. It's going to be hard to say anything bad about them from 2C or 2B and up. You know, maybe the older ones, in my opinion. I don't really like the low gain stuff. Although the SOB, every time I fire that thing up, man, I go straight for like Zeppelin, AC/DC, etc., etc. I'm rambling again. All right, guys, have a good one.